Hi, my name is Jay Metz, and I am the chair of the Storage Networking Industry Association, otherwise known as SNIA. I'd like to welcome you to this year's SDC Storage Developer Conference. Today is day 2, and we've got an awful lot of things lined up for your entertainment and educational pleasure. One of the things that I'd like to point out is that we do have the continuation of 2 laboratory and hackathon elements. We've got the SMB Interoperability Lab continuation going on today, as well as the Persistent Memory Programming Workshop and Hackathon that's going on today. Then we're going to have the keynote presentations that are going to start right after this session. And then we're going to be talking about the breakout sessions. And there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about everything from cloud storage to composable infrastructure to computational storage, NVMe, hard drives, RAID, management, storage solutions, performance and workloads. All of these things are going to be talked about today, and we're going to have a lot of very interesting and very technical sessions about this. After that, we're going to go into a birds of a feather session, or series of sessions, excuse me, which are going to be talking about everything from NVMe over TCP to SDXI, which is the Smart Data Accelerator Interface. And then we're going to be talking about SFF, and we're going to be talking about some computational storage in a birds of a feather. And then, of course, we're going to have power efficiency. Well, that kind of brings me to one point that I'd like to make. One of the things that we're trying to strive for here at SDC is to maximize the potential of educating you and giving you the direct sources of what's going on. We do this in a vendor neutral fashion as well as a technology neutral fashion. And to that point, I think it's going to be kind of important to make a kind of an acknowledgement about a couple of things. First, one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that we've been having to deal with an awful lot with these virtual sessions for quite a while now, and it's not unsurprising that we're going to have issues with fatigue. Right? And what's changed most of all is the fact that we have moved into a different consumption model for the way that we handle education, and especially technological education. There is a mismatch, if you will, between the way that we work with developing content for technical audiences and the way that we consume technical content. Now, we've got blogs and we've got webinars, and of course we've got these conferences. And the reason why we have the conferences in the first place is because we're supposed to be able to get people together to work on a number of different projects on a particular subject, or they want to learn something about a particular subject. How do you do this for a particular type of subject or topic or technology or what have you? The issue with that is that right now, we are kind of forced into our screens. We're forced into our chairs. There's pluses and minuses to this. You could be watching this in your jammies, who knows? But it also kind of takes away a lot of the interaction and interactability that we can do when it comes to these types of presentations and these types of conferences. And I think that's where some of the fatigue is coming from. We've got over 125 different sessions in this particular conference. It's only over 2 days. That is a lot of content. And if you're a storage geek, you probably want to try to consume as much as you possibly can. And you make promises to yourself that you're going to watch as much as you possibly can. But we all know that that doesn't always happen. I know it happens to me. I would like to point out, though, that the people who are developing these presentations for you, the ones that are putting them together, they're doing it with the best of intentions and in good faith, and it's up to you, the audience, to be able to help participate whenever possible. Now, that helps both of us. It helps us and it helps you, because it means that the conference actually acts as a conference. So what I'd like to ask you to do is try to pay attention to the way that the authors of the presentations are standing by on the Slack channels when they're doing their presentations. They're there specifically to talk to you, not just answer questions about the presentation, but engage like you would in a face-to-face, where you'd normally be able to go up and talk to somebody after a conference, after a session. Now you have to go and you have to try to engage with them on an online basis, and that's awkward. It's unusual, and a lot of people would rather just lurk in the background. That's completely okay, but it does rob people of the opportunity to have that interaction, which is what a conference is supposed to do. one of the things about these kinds of conferences and the kind of virtual is that because of the fact that you can jam in an awful lot of content, there's a lot of clutter. And as a result, what winds up happening is that you have to remove some of that clutter because people will have to pick and choose their times. You, the audience, the members, the people who are attending these conferences, you will pick and choose based upon the quality of the content. That means that the quality of the content has to go up. Otherwise, people just aren't going to watch the material. I can tell you right now that I have observed that people are engaging in the content in a lot better way to make better content for future conferences. So I would like to again make you aware that the level of quality that we've got for the technical direction of storage and the ancillary and adjacent areas that go along with storage, you're not going to waste your time by participating a little bit more and engaging with the people who are the authors and the subject matter experts on a particular topic. I highly recommend that you engage in the birds of a feather at the end of the day if you can and you've got the time, because this is the opportunity that you have to actually make the most of an actual conference as opposed to just simply watching YouTube videos. Of course, that's also useful too. You have to use your own consumption model to get the best out of it as possible. What we're doing is we're providing more than just a webinar or series of webinars. What we're doing is we're providing you with the ability to communicate with the people who are actually developing the technology firsthand. And that is where the real value is going to be coming from. I think that over time, we're going to see that this will actually wind up being something that will allow us to choose multiple ways of consuming information. And then maybe the fatigue will happen to diminish just a little bit. In the meantime, I hope that you really do enjoy the conference. I hope you get the opportunity to talk to the people who are doing the presentations. And I really honestly believe that you're going to have a fantastic time. So thank you very much. I'd like to give my thanks out to all the people who work really hard to present this for your benefit and for your education. And I certainly hope that they will be able to answer whatever questions that you've got. And I'm really proud of everybody who's put this together. Thank you very much.